So, you woke up this morning. No money, no house, nothing. And if I told you you're about to become one of the richest people on Earth, you'd probably picture a mansion, a private jet, maybe a guy named Carlos, who washes your car for you. But strip away the money, the banks, the Instagram, go back thousands of years, and rich still existed. It just looked a little more, let's say, feral. So let's actually walk through it. What did it feel like to be loaded, stupidly, obscenely wealthy at different points in ancient history? Because spoiler, some of it sounds amazing, and some of it will make you very grateful for modern plumbing. Let's start before money even existed. Back in hunter-gatherer times tens of thousands of years ago, there's no gold, no coins, no real estate. So how do you even flex? Simple. You flex with things that are rare and hard to get. A necklace made of seashells when you live 300 miles from the ocean. That's not jewelry. That's a logistics achievement. A cloak made from the fur of an animal that's genuinely dangerous to kill. Red ochre pigment, because apparently humans have wanted to look fabulous since before we had houses. Being rich back then basically meant being respected enough that other people brought you the good stuff first. The best cut of meat, the warmest spot by the fire, the partner everyone wanted. No bank account, but somehow the exact same instinct as showing up to a party in the nicest shoes in the room. Now fast forward to around 3000 BC, Mesopotamia. The first cities. And suddenly humanity invents something. Life-changing. Surplus. Farms are working so well that not everyone has to farm anymore, which means for the first time ever, some people get to do nothing useful all day and just be rich about it. This is where being wealthy starts looking familiar. You've got actual houses, multiple rooms, while everyone else has one. You've got servants, you've got beer, a lot of beer. And you've got jewelry made of lapis lazuli, a stone so blue and so rare it had to be hauled in from modern-day Afghanistan on the backs of donkeys for thousands of miles. So when a wealthy Sumerian wore a lapis lazuli necklace, that wasn't just an accessory. That was the ancient equivalent of casually wearing a watch that cost more than someone's house. Except the watch also took a multi-month journey through the desert to get to you. Let's jump to Egypt now, because if you wanted the full rich experience in the ancient world, Egypt is where you wanted to be born, specifically born into the right family. If you were nobility in ancient Egypt, you genuinely did not touch discomfort. You had servants to fan you, servants to carry you, servants whose entire job was applying makeup. Because eyeliner wasn't just fashion, it was believed to ward off disease and evil. Very high-stakes beauty routine. Rich Egyptians wore wigs made of human hair because shaving your head and wearing a wig was actually cleaner than dealing with hair in the heat. So even the hygiene was a flex. And the food, forget bread and beer like everyone else. The wealthy were eating roasted duck, honey cakes, imported wine, while regular people were lucky to get onions. But here's the part that really shows you how rich is rich. The planning didn't stop at death. If you had money, you didn't just get buried. You got mummified. You got a tomb stuffed with furniture, food, gold, sometimes even shrunk-down models of your servants so they could keep working for you in the afterlife. Imagine being so wealthy that even your eternal retirement plan came with staff. Now let's hop over to Rome. Because Rome adds a new ingredient to being rich, showing off in public. A wealthy Roman didn't just want comfort. They wanted witnesses. Your house, your domus, would have an open courtyard. So guests walking by could glance in and see your imported marble. Because what's the point of being rich if the neighbors don't know? You'd host massive dinner parties lying down on couches, being fed multiple courses by enslaved staff, sometimes including dishes that were less about taste and more about cost, stuffed dormouse, flamingo, anything that screamed, I can afford to waste this. Wealthy Romans even had bathhouses built into their homes, heated floors, the works, while regular citizens had to use the public baths with literally everyone else. And clothing, the color purple, specifically a dye made by crushing thousands of sea snails, was so expensive it became basically illegal for regular people to wear, reserved for the elite, and eventually the emperor himself. One stripe of purple on your toga, and everyone instantly knew your tax bracket. So across every single one of these civilizations, separated by thousands of years and thousands of miles, being rich always boiled down to the exact same three things. Other people doing the hard parts of life for you, access to things that were rare purely because they were difficult to get, and making sure absolutely everyone around you knew it. Honestly, that's still the entire formula today. Just swap lapis lazuli for a Birkin bag. But here's the twist. Nobody tells you being ancient rich could also straight up kill you. Wealthy Romans drank wine sweetened with a syrup boiled in lead pots, slow poisoning themselves for flavor. Egyptian elites used cosmetics packed with lead-based compounds for that perfect eyeliner. Status foods were often raw or undercooked delicacies, loaded with parasites. Regular diets never touched. So while the poor were out here eating boring, simple, repetitive food, the rich were out here accidentally pioneering heavy metal poisoning several thousand years before anyone had a word for it. So, next time you feel bad about not being rich, just remember, somewhere around 2,000 years ago, there was a guy wearing imported purple, eating stuffed dormice off solid silver plates, slowly being poisoned by his own wine goblet, and he had no idea. He just thought he was winning at life.